Champagne, anyone?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 games in 2022 that are already hated. For this list, we're looking at games scheduled to launch in 2022 that have already garnered a bit of backlash. Whether it's justified or not is up to you. Are you looking forward to any of these games? What's your most anticipated game of 2022? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Number 10. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Who's ready to rickety roleplay? Spoiler? It's you, baby.
This spin-off entry in the Borderlands franchise shows a decent amount of promise. Tiny Tina's assault on Dragon Keep is often heralded as the best Borderlands DLC ever. So much so that Gearbox re-released the campaign as a standalone game in November 2021. So why are some folks speaking negatively about Wonderlands? Well, some Borderlands fans weren't all that impressed with the third mainline game in 2019, which was criticized for its uninspired character classes, unlikable villains, and occasionally cringy dialogue. Die-hard fans might flock to Wonderlands at launch, but those who felt burned by Borderlands 3 have begun showing their skepticism.
I'm in!
You ready, newbie?
Time for character sheets, baby!
Number 9. Splatoon 3. Though Splatoon has managed to find its own modest fanbase, having 2 games on Wii U and Switch, there's something about Splatoon 3 that has many a little agitated. For starters, the Switch already launched Splatoon 2 during its debut year in 2017, and it didn't receive as much post-launch support as newer Switch titles. On top of that, one notorious criticism is that the Splatoon series hasn't been able to shake off its balancing issues, making it way harder for newer players to join months after launch. Maybe Splatoon 3 will be the shift and fully realize the series as an online service platform. But for now, those still playing the second game are groaning about having to pay $60 for what may not be anything different. Number 8. Grand Theft Auto 5.
I thought we was trying to get out of this bullshit.
You sounding more and more like a snee-eye itch every day.
For a year and a half now, Rockstar has been eating up time in digital showcases, telling people that GTA 5 is coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S with next-gen upgrades. Hundreds of thousands of gamers have voiced their frustration, and understandably so. First off, GTA 5 is roughly a decade-old game that's on almost every platform available today. Second, GTA 5 has been known to host an incredibly toxic player base with manipulative and grindy monetization. And lastly, several other developers have already released next-gen upgrades of their own games, some being far older than PS5 and X or S. Clearly, this upgrade has taken too much time and energy that could be spent on Rockstar's next project.
So now what?
Number 7. Marvel's Midnight Suns. When reports came out about an XCOM-like Marvel game, we were super stoked. Unfortunately, many of us are now unsure about Midnight Suns as we've learned more and more about the gameplay and mechanics. Not only is it not much of an XCOM game like we thought, it's more of a card game. On top of that, the game will not be borrowing XCOM's permadeath mechanic, which added to the game's difficulty and gave players reasons to continually improve units. We're open to new ideas, but for a Marvel game inspired by a legendary strategy franchise, this isn't exactly what many had in mind.
But the hunter and the heroes will rise in power to meet them because that's what true heroes do.
Number 6. The Lord of the Rings, Gollum.
No, don't look at us.
A Lord of the Rings game centered on Gollum is already a terrible idea. Sure, we all do our best impressions of the fallen hobbit, but a whole game about him? No. And yet, Daedalic Entertainment is bringing us an action-adventure game starring him, and judging by what little they've shown, it hasn't impressed anyone. Some have assumed it's nothing more than a walking sim, while others are still struggling to understand why a Gollum video game is even a thing. With the excitement we've been spoiled with from the Middle-earth games, this doesn't seem to be a game anyone is interested in. Number 5. Diablo Immortal. Blizzard has been dealing with a heap of trouble these last few years, having banned Blitzchung for his support of the Hong Kong protests, abandoning Overwatch in favor of a sequel, the half-assed Warcraft 3 remake, and of course, the dozens of accounts of sexual discrimination and harassment within the company. The only new game we know they're releasing that's supposed to launch in 2022 is Diablo Immortal. You know, the Diablo mobile spin-off that was booed widely at BlizzCon 2018? Given the notorious business practices of various mobile game companies and their products, a mobile Diablo sounds like a controversy bomb waiting to happen. Even casual fans aren't super thrilled about Immortal's existence. Number 4. Starfield.
Constellation Starship Frontier. We have you on scanners.
Starfield has found itself surrounded in backlash, but unfortunately, it's for things that were never said. When Bethesda's newest IP was revealed as an Xbox Series X and S exclusive, some folks got way too angry about it and began claiming that the game was supposed to be coming to PlayStation 5. Thing is that no such announcement was ever made. Ever. One can read past interviews and articles where Starfield was discussed for next-gen consoles, though nothing was ever specified. These same interviews and articles were written long before we even knew what the new Xbox and PlayStation were going to be called. So the rage against Starfield is very questionable.
You are go for launch.
Number 3. WWE 2K22.
Call me J-O-N to the easy ear. Know that we undefeated, y'all beneath them speeches, find the air agreement.
The WWE 2K series has drastically gone downhill over the last several years. WWE 2K17, 2K18, 19, and 20 have gone down as the worst games of their respective launch years due to the obscene number of bugs and ugly presentation. Battlegrounds did not fare any better and even went up on our list of the top 10 worst games of 2020. So it's understandable why folks are skeptical of 2K22. Former series developer Yuke's has long departed from publisher 2K and are already working on a game for WWE's competitor All Elite Wrestling. The new developer, Visual Concepts, who developed 2K20, is mostly known for the NBA 2K series. Needless to say, wrestling fans don't have much confidence in the franchise's return. Number 2. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like WWE, Pokemon fans have found themselves frustrated with Game Freak and their recent games. Sword and Shield was a contentious entry in the franchise as it showed how obsolete Pokemon has become in its visuals, animations, and technical abilities. Early showings of the action RPG spin-off Legends Arceus haven't helped the IP's bleak outlook either. Across trailers and images, some folks have noticed dips in frame rates, pop-ins, and more issues than were prominent in Sword and Shield. We're hoping Game Freak has learned its lessons, but even if Legends doesn't ship out in good condition, it's gonna sell, because, well, kids will want it.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Saints Row. Of all the games releasing in 2022, Saints Row has been quite the polarizing title. Those with legitimate complaints have voiced their concern with how Deep Silver and Volition are approaching this reboot of the franchise. While it boasts the aesthetic of the gritty, urban visuals of the first two Saints Row games, it also shows some humor and gear that's reminiscent of the more quirky and zany Saints Row III and Saints Row 4. Even with these concerns, Volition and Deep Silver stand behind their decisions and believe in their product. We'll just have to see what comes out when it launches in February 2022.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.